All right. Got one more in this section before I take a break. Again. Part one's not even out yet. Wait for it. And besides, I want to do a light noted song between, so there'll be another Sky Bros-esque song, and then there'll be the continuation of the lore afterwards. So I haven't even finished part one properly yet. Got to go in and edit a few bits there. There was that hang near the end. I won't go into it now. After he created the staff, just held on it too long, so it needed to happen. Anyway, now this one came with a warning, so hopefully nothing happens to the stream, which is why I chose to do it now, before my break. So if anything happens, yeah, I'll just deal with it. So Angry Duck, Avenue Q wasn't wrong, censored version, and it still had warnings. So let's give it a watch.
Back in the 60s, Cold War fears ran high. Packet switching dreamed up so networks wouldn't die. Up and it sparked in 69, 4 nodes connected tight. First message was hello, login failed that night. And 70s protocols started to align. TCP, IP in 83 made it all combined. 100 years ago we taught a rock to do math. And ARPANET saw TCP, IP and said you're the path. Berners-Lee in 89, hyperlinks in flight. Cat videos and memes keep us scrolling all night. Sorry, it's not a truck, it's all a bunch of tubes. And people flood them full with pictures of boobs. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Men being abused and feminists don't care. Their claim of equality shown as hot air. Violence against children is what gets them wet. JTO asks, have you signed the petition yet? Admit women hit men and they'll kill your dog. Ask Earl Silverman about his last monologue. Honey badgers roar cause men are dismissed. Then red pill dropped and Cassie J's pissed. Molly Nook protects them by telling the truth. And whole math over here, a relationship sleuth. And Rollo shows up and everything switches from men to people to bank slots get riches. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Religion had a stranglehold on mankind's thoughts. Then the 4 horsemen rode in and took their shots. Dennett claims the mind, Hitchin spits the bile. Dawkins owns the body, Harris wears the smile. Then TJ Kirk and Matt Dillahunty took the philosophy and turned it all cunty. Rants in the basement, calls on the screen. Atheism went loud and lost all its sheen. From strong reason and good evidence, from skepticism and the irreverence, to echo chambers and online swamis. The anti-God clowns all turned out to be commies. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is, they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. With a voice like a bear and a mind like a shark. Undoom exposes stupidity with a side order of snark. Mediocre mocking, grifters love cows and troons. But under it all there's a serious concern. Blair White shows that not all the troons. Nick Rikita shows that even lawyers are goons. Benny Shaps and the Godkin are taking culture back. Brett Cooper is the Zoomer queen and she doesn't slack. Tom McDonald sings fights and prays for the left. Disaffected Tim Pool and his chicken so deaf. Politics is downstream of culture, they say. So along comes Skybrows to save the day. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw. Porn means too much, that's the only rule. Started with sex, now it's anything cruel. Food porn, jewels, torture porn, chills the bone. Car porn, revs, luxury porn takes the throne. Gore porn, loops, true crime porn feeds the fear. House porn, taunts with rooms we'll never near. Fitness porn, mocks, drama porn, pulls the strings. The net serves it all. No limits, no kings. Pick your poison, scroll till your eyes go numb. Every excess vein, the algorithm's got some. Gratuitous forever, no end in view. Internet porn, it's whatever you do. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not wrong. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn is going strong. They say the internet is for porn, when it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn, not just sex. It's any draw.
Okay. Well, now I know why it was so long. All right, let's turn the volume down and go back. Now, I actually won't comment much on the editing on this one. Because I think the purpose of the editing is mostly to show the absurdity. That's why the entire thing is done in slightly almost flash tune style animation. Yeah, so this first section is clean. It cuts exactly what it needs to for everything. Eustace. Not a truck, it's all a bunch of tubes, and people flood them full with pictures of boobs. They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not. Powder. They say the internet is for porn, and the porn Rusty links. Slightly excessive depiction on them, but I get where we're going with it. So, you know, that part, he later on clarifies it. Basically saying that porn, as it was used back when Avenue Q sang their song, the internet is really, really great for porn. The term has come to mean a lot of other things other than just the sex stuff. No, it was just a bad pause. This is almost, I would say it's like almost feels Family Guy-ish in terms of the thing, but not quite. To be honest, this could be almost any American sitcom where the husband gets abused, but this is meant to represent any abuse towards men is just overlooked. I've experienced this in my own life. Back when I was in school, you just get laughed at. Yeah. And I'm sure it's just gotten worse since then.
Violence against children is what gets them wet. JTO asks, have you signed the petition yet? Admit women hit men and they'll kill your dog. Ask Earl Silverman about his last monologue. Honey badgers roar cause men are dismissed. Then red pill dropped and Cassie J's pissed. Molly Nook protects them by telling the truth. And whole math over here, a relationship sleuth. And Rollo shows up and everything switches from men to people to bank slots get rich.
It's like the change is like disaffected men are being pulled away by the manosphere stuff, where it's insane.
They say the internet is for porn. Fact is they're not.
Gerald Chicago.
They say the internet is for porn. And the porn is
Josie does that? Julie does that? Did the Cleopatra art? Juliana Cross.
going strong. They say the internet is for porn. When it's endless and raw. They say the internet is for porn. Not just
It's like I would have timed the cuts for this a little bit differently, but it's done here for humour. So yeah, Juliana Cross. Yeah.
sex. It's any draw. Religion had a stranglehold on mankind's thoughts. Then the four horsemen rode in and took their shots. Then it claims the mind, Hitchin spits the bile. Dawkins owns the body, Harris wears the smile. Then TJ Kirk and Matt Dillahunty took the philosophy and turned it all cunty. Rants in the basement, calls on the screen. Atheism went loud and lost all its sheen.
Yeah. But because the problem is, so I know these because what it is it's not even atheism, it's anti-theism. Because people get this wrong in their descriptions, and maybe it's even officially changed in proper descriptions now. But theism is the belief in a deity or deities, any kind of religion, and if you have faith in that religion, you are a theist. Atheist means without faith. It means you do not believe. You could be called, as a Christian, an atheist towards Buddhism, because you do not have faith in Buddhism. Anti-theism is the belief that religion is innately bad and should be taken down at any cost. I admit that when I was younger, I felt that way about a lot of the sort of church stuff. But I sort of learned that it's a stupid way to go about things. You can admit that there are bad actors within any organisation. It's not restricted just to religion. And we've got them heavily on the atheist side now, using reason as a cudgel when they're not actually using reason anymore. They're just using the weight gained by the power of reason that built atheism up. I hate calling it that because it's not a thing. It's not a thing in of itself. Atheism shouldn't be treated like a religion in its own right. Atheism is the lack of faith, but people are giving faith in it. It just pisses me off.
From strong reason and good evidence,
Yep.
from skepticism and the irreverence, to echo chambers and online swamis, the anti-god clowns all turned out to be commies.
Because it was all pushed towards that same purpose, just to undermine existing structures that some people need. Some people need them. Is that meant to be? No, it's not going to be a wolf, as you can see his eyes. Not Delta Wolf, rather. I recognise it, but I can't tell why. Yes, being forced one way or the other on any subject is bad. That's why, while I would say having religious schools is okay, I wouldn't want religious lessons to be taught in every school. You know? And I was brought up in Catholic school. Movie. I've seen when you know about that, the flash animation style where it's not quite moving properly.
Shows that even lawyers are goons. Benny Shaps and the Godkin are taking culture back. Brett Cooper is the Zoomer queen and she doesn't slack. Tom McDonald sings fights and prays for the left. Disaffected Tim Pool and his chicken so deaf. Politics is downstream of culture.
Skybrows.
So along comes Skybrows.
Campfire.
They say the internet is for porn. Fact is that.
Now, he was in one of the earlier videos, and no one could tell me who it was. I think he's based off of the new Blade Runner film's main character. And here we have Occultus Noticia. Yeah. So that's what I was saying earlier. They clarifies that when you're saying the internet's for porn, it means for anything to access or to glorify any particular aspect. Food porn, being shown beautiful food, beautiful recipes, and all that sort of stuff. Torture porn, that's just seeing the suffering of others. Schadenfreude. Wealth porn, basically. Yes, that would be the foodies and mukbangs is a kind of food porn. Even Beard Meets Food, who's a very wholesome guy, but his video content is food porn. He's showing excessive eating, but it's also because it's a challenge style thing. And then, of course, yes, you've got the crime being true crime fans, the dark side of the world. I mean, it's the same for people who are really into all the myths and monsters stuff and the cryptids. You could call that myth porn. It's stuff being blasted at 11. And you got like, most of these fall under basically wealth porn. Things you want but can't have. The drama porn would be like people have interesting things going on in their lives and you don't. So it's something that you don't have. It's the draw of the absence.
No limits, no kinks. Pick your poison, scroll till your eyes go numb. Every excess vein, the algorithm's got some gratuitous forever.
I might have cut this and thrown a few other like other generations of someone scrolling. So it's not just one person scrolling forever and ever and ever. This is perfectly fine though, but I probably would have gone for each of the guitar string parts on this part. So that's the first one. Change. Change. And then cut. I probably would have done like a different person scrolling on each of those. Just so it's not like one person, it's like everyone doing it. But the way you did it, it's like one person just endlessly scrolling. Is also its own kind of message. So it's just, as I said before, a matter of taste. Here's like the this is referring to the what do you call it? Secret organization mythology stuff. The fake moon landing and all that sort of stuff. It's its own kind of porn. It's puzzle porn. It's a modern myth, a much darker and deeper delve. You know, the world's got much more depth to it than it currently really does. But honestly speaking, what it would have taken to fake the moon landing to the level that we saw would have taken more technology than it requires to go to the moon. Yeah, Illuminati stuff. What do they call it? Conspiracy theory stuff. Call it conspiracy porn. Early ball. I don't know that one, so let's have a quick look down. There's a couple of names I don't know down there that I might have missed somebody. Expendable 404, maybe? And David was like, yeah. Malice. I don't see a Malice on here. So maybe they don't have a channel to be linked in. But yeah, this very much is about the message of the day he ran away with my chicken drumstick. Okay. Yeah, this song is very much about the message of the music, kind of like what I try and do with my songs. There's to be a message in the music, and I try and make the video to, apart from obviously that one I just showed you the law video, where the video is kind of more important than the actual song. I try and make the video emphasize what's going on in the video, and it does it in a cutie, overblown animation style that really helps get the message across. So yes, that's Angry Duck. He's earned my like. Going to give you guys a share. Going to paste that down. And